What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we are jumping into the Incredible Hulk issue number 2. Now, what we have seen so far is Bruce Banner, the man constantly at war with himself. And right now, the Hulk's rage is pointed directly at Bruce. And the Hulk is hungry to take control of their shared body once and for all. At this point, Bruce is terrified of the Hulk. He is on the run trying to protect the rest of the world, having no control when the Hulk does take over. He fears what the Hulk might do, and so he tries to stay away from everyone and everything. But now there is a primordial horror calling herself the Eldest. She is called upon all monsters across Earth to hunt down the fractured sun, to hunt down the Hulk, and in doing so release a being known as the Mother of Horrors. And so the Incredible Hulk versus the Age of Monsters has begun. Now, make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this issue, we are picking up with a tune being sung. With this melody making its way through the airways, we arrive at a headstone, the one of Sister Sadie. And on this headstone, what we begin to see is a red handprint. Burning its way right through this headstone, we see the ground in front of it begin to crack up. And Sister Sadie is back with the land of the living. But then we jump over to Bruce and Charlie, his newest little companion, with Bruce waking up after he was the Hulk. He finds Charlie sitting before him. She introduces herself, but she already knows who he is. Last night, she saw the Hulk. She knows exactly who Bruce Banner is. But Bruce immediately tells this little girl she needs to go home. He doesn't want anything to happen to her. He doesn't want her to wind up dead. So he tells her to go home and forget about the Hulk. With Charlie going on to say that she can't believe a skinny little nerd like him is the Incredible Hulk. But she also understands that when he gets angry, this is usually when he changes. And so she picks up a rock and she throws it at the back of his head because she wants the Hulk out. We'll explain why here in a little bit. But with Banner going on to say that what are you trying to do? Are you really trying to commit suicide by Hulk? He tells her that he's just trying to save her life. This is where they get interrupted by a zombie, with Bruce saying hello, asking what brings this individual to this area. He says that he is going home to Red Creek, that he is going to see Sister Sadie and Brother Deep, because Brother Deep is calling them home. With the rain coming down, they go hide under a bridge, staying out of the weather, starting up a fire. Charlie has to ask, that thing with the dead guy back there, does that happen to you often? Cause you don't seem as freaked out as I am. But in Bruce's experience, monsters have a way of finding each other. What Bruce is more interested in is what this kid is doing here. And with Charlie going on talking about Bucky and Cap, after Bruce mentions that there is a Captain America patch on her backpack, it seems like Charlie wants to be partners with the Hulk, that they want to team up and they want to go out there and do things together. Banner finding this absolutely ridiculous, wondering if this is her trying to try out as an Avenger or try to be the sidekick of the Hulk. And he has been trying to tell her for a while to go back home, that she's not safe here. He gets up, he gets in her face, and he begins to yell, letting her know that Hulk is trying to break through all the time, that he doesn't know how long he can hold this off. But while he goes off on Charlie, that is when she trips over a bag. In doing so, her hood falls off her face and it reveals what has happened to her, with Banner asking who did that to her face. She lets it be known that that is what happens at the home that you keep telling me to run back to, that she is here for the Hulk and not for Banner. Hulk is the strongest thing that she has ever seen, and being close to it makes her feel strong, that he has already seen the monster that she already is. Obviously talking about her scarred face, but she also just wants to be awesome as well. You see, with all of her trauma and everything going on in her life, with the way that her face looks disfigured, she sees herself as a monster. She also sees Hulk as a monster. And while he may be a monster, he is powerful. Nobody can hurt him. And that's what she wants. She wants to be like the Hulk. But she's also a young girl that just wants to feel safe. Now, as the two of them fall asleep, we pick up soon after with a vehicle coming over the bridge that they are under. This vehicle being the local police. And so with Banner coming out and having a conversation with him, the two of them begin to talk. The cop saying that it's not safe out here and he's supposed to be bringing in anybody that might look suspicious. But he does say that these two look completely harmless. They look like good folk. And so he wants to help bring them into the next town. The next town is Red Creek. And so as they hop into the cop car, not believing that they really have a choice because this cop's hand was on his gun, not wanting to stir up any trouble, they hop into the car with him. That's what picks us up at Red Creek Baptist. Sister Sadie has risen from her grave. The undead are lining up, and she begins to preach. She preaches about everybody being joyful because this is their resurrection day. They speak on Brother Deep. They talk about how he has been resurrected by the one named Eldest, and they have been resurrected to serve him. They are called upon to dig, to free Brother Deep and bring his kingdom to him. That way he might smite down his enemy from the green door. This is when we have the officer bringing in both Banner and Charlie, saying that they got some new friends, good folk that are up here for the offering. As the undead grab hold of both of them, Charlie lets them know that they don't know who they're messing with, telling Banner to do it, but there is no transformation. Banner calling out to Hulk saying that he needs him now more than ever, that they are going to kill the girl. And the Hulk says yeah, they're probably gonna do that, but they're not gonna do it before they kill you. With them pulling out a knife, they drive it right into the chest of Banner as he falls down onto the altar. Blood that is red and green coming out of his body. Everything starts to reverberate. Charlie knows what's about to go down. While the undead, they don't recognize it until it is too late. This is the fractured sun. This is the green monster. As we see the transformation, Banner turning into the Hulk. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. This one was definitely uneventful. Now we're seeing Sister Sadie, we're seeing Brother Deep. They're making their return, but it looks like we're gonna have to wait until the next issue until we actually see something happen with the Hulk. If anything, this issue was really just character building for Charlie, to find out who she is, how she feels, why she's doing this. But it's also introducing us to our first monster that the Hulk is gonna have to take on. The first of many. But this issue wasn't bad. It's not something that I hugely love, it's not something that I need to rush out and go buy immediately, but it is moving the plot forward. I would have liked to see a little bit more of the Hulk being the Hulk and not the very last page being his transformation, and then we cut to credits. In that regard, this issue was a little bit disappointing. But I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm excited to see what happens and how all of this is going to come to an end. I am hoping that this is going to be more than just a couple issues, a couple story arcs of the Hulk just taking on some monsters. Now, don't get me wrong, it'll be cool to see what monsters he does take on. But I feel like that can get a bit repetitive and a bit boring until we finally get to the point where we're facing against Eldest and everything else going on. Hopefully, this begins to connect a lot more to the green door and the one below, all that good stuff. But let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you would like to get completely caught up on everything going on with the Hulk, be sure to check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It will get you completely caught up on everything going on with the Incredible Hulk. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having multiple different tiers, from $1 to $50. From loyalty badges to getting comics every single month. Not only are you helping out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. If you are unable to do this, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.